Hello and welcome to Bushcraft Dads. Today we're going to look at one of those things that everybody has thought about buying maybe once, twice, maybe you've got one already. The Polish Lavvu. One of the problems with these Lavvu tents is that they just look and seem a little bit too small. Now I don't know yet because we haven't put ours up. However, another problem is the fact that you don't really have any control over them when you're buying what grade you get. I've heard lots of stories of people saying, I bought one of these, I thought it was going to be really great, I was really looking forward to getting it, and when I got it, one half of it was really good and one half was really bad. And what people end up a lot of the time doing is buying a new one, and a new one doesn't cost that much more than a second-hand one could cost. You could buy a super grade one off the internet, a super grade second-hand one. They come in various different levels, and end up, not getting a good one. I was really lucky. I think what I've got is really good. I mean, it was made in the 1970s and it looks brand new. It was absolutely brilliant. However, you can buy a new one. As I said, you can buy a new one, and I will put the link down below so you can find out where you can get one from. So we're going to put the tent up in the garden tomorrow so you can see it, and then I'll give you my opinion of what I think about the room inside of it, and you can make your mind up as to whether you think it's a tent which is going to be practical for you to use for wild camping. I hope you enjoyed the film. Please like and share. Okay, it's morning as you can see, and we're really lucky. I couldn't have timed this better. We've had some snow overnight. So what I'm going to do this morning is put the Polish Lavvu up here, and I'm going to give you some heights and specs. I'm going to try and put a bed out in it just to see whether it's practical, and for you whether it's practical as well. I hope that I can give you some footage so that you can better understand whether this is going to work for you, because I've seen a lot of films made and they really don't show the quality of film that enables you to understand whether these shelters are really as big as they are portrayed to be on YouTube videos. Okay, here we go. First of all, I've got the pegs in the bags. And these are great little pieces of kit because they're just so neat. They're just brilliant. In these little bags, which I can't, oh that's it, I'm having trouble getting them out. And you get 3 poles in each bag, like this. Put that down there, like that. And the pegs, because they're bent, they fit in the tops of the thing. I think someone's put that one in the wrong end. Right. Yeah, they have. I wonder if I can get that. Wow. Maybe that's the reason why I got. Oh, there we go. There we go. They come out, and because they're bent, as you can see, they fit in there and they clip in there, which is quite nice. A lot of people tend to throw them away because they like the plastic ones. We'll see whether they actually do their job. They do feel a little bit silky smooth, but we'll see. I might end up replacing them. Get a second one. Same thing in the second one. 1, 2, 3. And these little bags are brilliant little piece of sewing. If you didn't end up using the poles, you could use these bags, I don't know, I'm sure you could use them for big cigars or something like that. Right, anyway, so I'm now going to peg the tent out and we'll see how big it is. Now, first quality before I peg it out. This Polish Lavvu I bought was, as I said earlier, was super size. So not so super size, super quality, the super quality one. And it did cost me a little bit more than I would have liked to have paid for it. A lot of people said, oh, I've paid 20 quid for mine. But this is absolutely brilliant. It was built in 1976, and it says it on a label down here somewhere. And quite honestly, if I went to a camping shop and saw this, I would be convinced that it was made yesterday. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm hoping that the quality of the actual build, you know, using it is going to be as good as the quality of the build of it. Okay, I hope that made sense. Right, so here we go. Each one of the sides from here to here is 1 metre. So if you were trying to make sides up for this to raise it off the ground a bit, there's your figure. Alright. Obviously if you bought one and you're making one, you're going to want to check that, but I'm telling you, it is 1 metre. Right, I think I've probably pegged it out a little bit too tight, but we'll see. I'm just now going to try and put the poles in. So there's 6 poles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, if you look on the end of this one, you'd really want something on the end of there to help you make sure that it doesn't damage the top of the tent or the thing. I know it's not a proper tent, but I'd probably make something for the top of there. Anyway, let's give it a try. So that's the tent up. I got a problem at the top there. It needs some kind of button system, and it's not there naturally. Hope someone could put in the comments, you know, how that's meant to be tied together, because I mean, I could put it together with some paracord, but I didn't realise it was going to happen just at this moment. Let's try and see if I can make it a little bit better. So, as I said before, this tent comes with 8 tent pegs. Now, don't make this mistake as I have here, although it doesn't matter because this is just a review and you want honest opinions, of not going out with enough tent pegs, because although this has got 4 tent pegs for each pole set, what's that is meant to be is that you use half of this tent peg, half of this set as a half shelter, so you have enough tent pegs. But the problem there is that when you put it together like this, you're short 2 tent pegs. And the reason you're short 2 tent pegs is because there ain't enough. Inside, it's actually warm. I mean, it's probably because it's quite windy out here, but it's not roomy. But I'm going to just try and put a roll mat inside and see how good it is. I mean, a lot of you who are professional bushcrafters, or I don't know if there is such a thing as a professional bushcrafter, but experienced bushcrafters will probably be having a good laugh at this, laugh at me. But this isn't pointed at you. It's pointed at the people who might be thinking about buying one of these and want to know an honest opinion about what these are like. To be honest, I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to be just a no-go, but the room inside is quite impressive. So I'm going to take you inside, and hopefully you can see, without it being sort of like camera in your face and canvas and not being able to understand that I do feel that there's enough room in there to sleep, definitely, and have your kit. But I'm not sure about having a stove in there as well. Let's have a look. Okay, now to give some ideas of comfort in here, I would think that you're going to have a little bit of a problem if it's very windy with the gap around the bottom of the tent. But you know, this isn't a commercial tent, this is a shelter, and you know, it's in some ways better than a tarp, because the tarp is lighter, therefore it can let in more breeze. This is warm because canvas is warm, and I'm out of the breeze now. This mat that I'm lying on here is not a full length mat. I brought this quarter length thermarest out, gives you an idea, because I'm quite sure a lot of you have got like these short thermarests, but I've got a full length one, and I'm quite sure it would fit in here quite no problem at all. Anyway, I'll try and give you an idea of height so that you can understand whether it's going to be alright for you. I'm 5'5", yeah, I'm 5'5", and I have no problem in this tent at all. It's actually, I've been transformed. At the beginning of this video I really thought, no, this is going to be rubbish, it's not going to be any good for me, but this tent is a serious tent. It's absolutely brilliant. Anyway, just a minute. So, as Gary would say, we're back in the woods, but we're not in the woods, we're in the Polish Lavvu. And I've got my tape measure, and I'm going to tell you how large it is, because I'm quite sure there's quite a lot of you out there who are absolutely massive. Most people are bigger than me. So, the Lavvu is 1.4 meters high, and to be honest, I didn't think it was going to be that high. And you know, any shelter like this is always going to be small, but that's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I think that's quite good. So to give you an idea of how wide it is across, and a lot of people say that the sides taper too much, but for me those areas are for putting kit in, and that's exactly what this is designed for, kit, because remember, it was an army shelter. Hello. Just a minute. Let's try it this way. Right, so the shelter is an amazing 2.7 meters wide. That's amazing, and I could quite easily have bags over there, I could have bags over there, I could fit a second person in here. I would quite happily take this out, and I could sleep in it with my wife. Obviously I'd sleep by the door and she'd sleep here because of the drafts. I'd probably put a zip in like Simon, Bloke in the Woods, has done. And if I wanted, he's also done a very good extension system by putting a tub into it. But to be honest, the weight that this is at the moment is, it's heavier than your tarp. So you're not going to want to put any more weight into it if you're just using it as a bushcraft shelter. Putting the zip in is just, it's common sense. Put zips in these great flaps which are on the sides. I'll show you those in a minute. And put the zip in both these back bits, just to give you a little bit more insulation. So my final thinking on this is that this is an amazing shelter. When I was looking at it indoors, it was half of what I thought it was, and then when I put it up, all of a sudden it became this huge great big shelter. I could put a stove down there, bags down there, I could put more luggage down here, I could put my camera gear all up here, and it's warm. It's really warm because it's canvas. Now it is a little bit heavier, but because it's heavier it's warm, and it'll keep all the drafts out. I would put zips in because it's got these little flaps, and that does cause a little bit of a problem. Now if you're going to buy one of these, I suggest you buy the super grade second hand one, because if you bought the lower grade one, I think probably you'd end up either being just not really happy with it and thinking, oh, why did Ben suggest that I got this? And what I suggest is that you get the higher quality one, because this is a higher quality one, and I feel that the quality of it is absolutely brilliant, and it's got that feeling that a second-hand tent gives you. This one was built in 1976, and that's 2 years older than my wife. So it's fairly old, but the quality is amazing. So super great quality. If you want to get the new ones, you could get a new one, but it's a new tent, isn't it? So it's going to cost more money. So if you think about the relation of how much this tent costs second hand in the super grade version, it's going to cost you even more if it's brand new. And if you relate that to how much a new tent costs, it's going to cost you sort of £300–400 to buy a 2-man tent, and it's going to be lighter. It's not going to be as much fun. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please comment, and if you really liked the video, give us a thumbs up, and if you didn't like the video, then give us a thumbs down. But if you really liked it, share it with your friends. Alright, I hope you liked the video. I'll see you in the next one.